Now I know this is the most specific thing that I've ever talked about in a video, but I'm sorry NetherRealm, coming from a die-hard Mr. Freeze fan, I am very disappointed. So for the longest time we knew that Captain Cold will be a playable character for Injustice 2, and many people have been speculating on whether or not Mr. Freeze will end up being a premium skin or his very own character, as he was also leaked in the main roster. But it turns out that Mr. Freeze will in fact be a premium skin. And just recently NetherRealm has finally revealed a premium skin of Mr. Freeze for Captain Cold. And a lot of people are very disappointed about this and also find it to be very weird. But I feel like everyone is being a little too generous, as I think that this premium skin looks like complete utter shit. And yes, I am aware that this premium skin for Mr. Freeze is inspired by the New 52 design. However, the New 52 version of Mr. Freeze is quite possibly the worst interpretation of Mr. Freeze imaginable. But even with that being said, the New 52 Mr. Freeze even has something right for this character which this premium skin lacks, and that is of course his iconic helmet. And everybody knows that without Mr. Freeze's helmet as well as his full-blown suit, Mr. Freeze cannot survive. Unless he is at sub-zero temperatures. Unless they're gonna go with the route in which Mr. Freeze's suit is capable of generating ice-cold air around his head, and this could somewhat salvage his design. Again, somewhat. Now as much as I'd love to see this design, I wasn't expecting to see the Arkham City version of Mr. Freeze, considering as to how this design is a lot more bulky, as well as having Mr. Freeze meant to be able to contrast with Captain Cold. But what's wrong with his original design back in the animated series? I mean, sure it's a little retro, but I'm pretty sure NetherRealm is capable of tweaking this design and make it more modernized. Plus this design is slim enough to be capable of being in the same contrast with Captain Cold. Or how about they make their own take on the character's design in a similar fashion to his design in the Batman animated series? Hell, I would rather take this instead of what we ended up with. Hell, having the Batman and Robin costume instead would have been awesome for ironic reasons. And at least he's wearing a goddamn suit. And I know this is very nitpicky coming from me, but the thing is, Mr. Freeze is quite possibly my favourite Batman villain next to the Joker. And I have been dying to see what his premium skin would look like in Injustice 2. And after waiting for so long and seeing this as the final product is really soul crushing to say the least. But the worst thing about this is the fact that NetherRealm has been spot on with the character designs in Injustice 2, and then seeing NetherRealm coming up with this as the final design is very baffling to me. Hell, Mr. Freeze isn't even hiding his bulge. Yeah, I'm really sorry, but you cannot unsee this. So are you disappointed with Mr. Freeze's premium skin for Injustice 2, or are you okay with this? Comment below and share some thoughts. And as always, thank you guys for watching this video. Please like and subscribe, take care and have a good one.